Hello, friends. It is time. We're finally talking about TikTok marketing, and we're just going to dive right in. I'm super excited for this because I actually find TikTok is really, really fun. And especially when you get to the point where you're like frustrated with things not growing on Instagram, or you feel like your posts and stuff aren't getting as many likes or views or whatever as they used to. That is because TikTok is more of a visibility platform now. So the ability to use those platforms in conjunction with one another is so great for sales, so great for visibility. So let's dive right in. So this is going to be, I feel like, one of the biggest platforms of 2024. And I feel like it's already kind of one of the biggest platforms. But the reason that I say this is just because if you look at, obviously like TikTok is doing data behind how many people are going to be getting on TikTok and how much money is going to be available on TikTok to sell or sales wise, and just how many users there are on the app. It is literally like one of the best apps to get on and get your video out there and to make sales. Like I have clients that are making anywhere from $20,000 to $100,000 in sales, just simply even from passive marketing on TikTok. And if you cannot get eyes on your stuff and sell, to those eyes, then it's going to be really hard to create sales. So this gives us the opportunity to get in front of millions and millions of people. So before we dive into what content to post on on TikTok, I first want to dive into all of the different pieces that I think are really important to set up your profile before you even get posting. So I would recommend that when you make your account, that your handle is the same as your Instagram to keep and create consistency. So mine is It's Addison Bowen. If this is taken and someone else already has it, then I recommend just doing something that is as close as possible. You're going to link your Instagram anyway, so it is okay if it's a little bit different, but try and keep it as close as possible. Try and keep your photo the same so people start to recognize who you are, and keep as much consistency as possible. The next thing that you're going to be asked to set up is your title. So your title is essentially the same thing as like your Instagram title, where you're going to say, my title is, I think, business and mindset coach, certified hypnotherapist, something like that. I don't have enough characters on TikTok to do that. So I kept it really simple. Addison, business and mindset. We don't need your last name in the title, just so you know, but this should be something that identifies who you are and what people can find you for. So we wouldn't just want like your full name. We do want a title of what you do as well too. Then we have your bio. So I always in my bio have connect with me on Instagram. For some reason in this screenshot, you can't see the Instagram, but there's typically a little button here that is connecting my TikTok to my Instagram. And basically the reason that I do that is because I want people to be prompted to have conversations with me on TikTok, or to connect with me on Instagram, to find my offers there, to watch my stories there, because that's where I do a primary amount of the selling. And then I have my tagline here, which I say mastermind in biz to make more money. I could also say something like create your first 6 figures in business, expand your ceiling, your wealth energetic ceiling to, receive your capacity, expand your capacity to receive more money, make more money in business. There's a lot of ways that I could go with this. We don't have as much space as we do on Instagram, so you don't need to get crazy. I would say to make it as simple as possible. And because this is a tagline that I have trademarked, I like to keep that there. So master your mind in biz and make more money. Obviously, it's very clear. I help people make more money. We're also doing the mindset work. And it kind of shows a little bit about what I do. But I do have connect with me on Instagram as well too, because I'm trying to funnel people from TikTok to Instagram. Then we have our links. So this sends them to a community outside of TikTok. We'll talk a little bit about that in just a minute. What I would recommend that you have there in the links, what that can look like, et cetera, et cetera. You will notice that I have separate links for TikTok versus Instagram. The reason that I do that is because one, I can track the analytics, so I can see how many clicks I'm getting, how many clicks to different offers, like whether or not they're converting, right? and my links on TikTok are just a little bit different because I don't have all of my offers there versus like on Instagram, I have all of my offers. It just looks a little bit different. If you are curious what that looks like, you can go to both of my profiles and just look. But I just named this one TikTok versus the other one is just, it's Addison Bowen. So we're going to talk a little bit about setting up your account because there is a difference between personal and business accounts. So personal accounts give us access to more sounds. They also give us access to the creator fund, and personal accounts are typically more so for like creators, for influencers, for just personal, use, versus business accounts being for business. I personally have a personal account. I thought I had a business account. I have a personal account. And the reason for that is because I find that I have access to better sounds. It really doesn't matter. Regardless, I have access to the links and regardless, I have access to all the analytics and the features that I do like to look at. The only reason I would say it would matter if you get a personal versus a business account is when you're first starting your account, if you do not have 1,000 followers yet, you cannot on a personal account add links here. But you can on a business account. So if you start an account from scratch, I would recommend you start with business so that you do have access to those links. And they also give you access to lives right away versus having to wait for 1,000 followers on TikTok. I also just want to say that 1,000 followers can happen literally within hours on TikTok. So if you do go with the personal account, just have it in your head that you're going to blow up right away because it can happen so fast, you guys. So I'll just show you here just how you would check what account you have and how you can switch it. So you see here, I click on this up here. I click on settings and then account. I started to slow down there so we could see what I was doing. And then here I was a business account. And here is where I would switch to the personal account. I did end up switching back to the personal account because of the sound access. When you're a business account, it's just going to ask you for some business information like your EIN number, your email, your address. It's just going to kind of verify that you're a business. So you would have to fill that out. But I did end up switching back to a personal account just for the additional sound usage, just because they do copyright for business accounts. So next I want to talk about your links in bio. So this is what my links in bio look like. There are a lot of different options for links in bio. I linked some here, but there is Stan Store, which I think is about $30 a month. Bio Site, which I think I pay about $5 a month for. Personalized website page. So if you have a website like in Squarespace or Showit or whatever, you are welcome to create a links in bio there. So what you would do is just create a separate, mobile web page and then add your links in with little buttons. And then there's also Pensite, which is really good for coaches. The reason I chose BioSite is just because it's easy, it's simple to use, it has great analytics, and it gives a lot of customization, as you can see on the last slide, which I'll go back to. Stan Store is what a 99% of people I would say use on TikTok that are selling a service. So you can really look at all of those and just decide what you think is best for you, play around with it. Who knows, you might end up not even liking an account and end up switching. But BioSite is what I use. So you can see here, I was able to customize, my photo, the background, all of these where I've uploaded little, what would you call those, thumbnails to showcase what the offers are. And then I have all of my different links here. So the thing with links in bio is that I would recommend that you play around with it. Sometimes you might find it more useful to just have a contact form. So like I could have one button that just says connect with me, like fill this information out to connect with me or to get on a call. I could also just link the membership or just link the manifestation hypnosis bundle. If my my goal is to just sell the bundle and get people into lower level offers, that is, obviously something that I can do. So there's a lot of different options there for how I would do this. I have gone back and forth. I've had contact pages. I've also had, just my membership linked. I've had, just an application for an offer linked. And I have ultimately found that it's most helpful to kind of have everything in one space. Again, I want you to play around with it. There's no right or wrong way here. You might find one thing is really helpful for you versus another. So just play around with that and see what works for you best. Do just make sure that it's super simple and easy to read, and people don't have to like go searching to find ways to work with you, right? It's like one click of a button and then they have options to work with you, right? I would also recommend always having some sort of free hypnosis, or sorry, not hypnosis, free thing or way for someone to get on your email list on TikTok, because the thing with TikTok is you could have millions of followers, but only a small percentage of those will see your videos when you continually post. So I would recommend that you try and pull them to a free offer so that they're on your email list and you have access to emailing them, you know, every single day. That just kind of gets them off the app and into your space. So I would highly recommend that as well too. So when it comes to video editing and just quality on TikTok, it's really important that, like, obviously your content is really, really good, but we also just want to make sure that your video is clear, it's well lit and easy to read. So I would highly recommend that you order either headphones like this that do have the little microphone on them, or you order a little mic off of Amazon. They're like $14. And I would also recommend that you have a tripod or some sort of ring light if you cannot film directly in front of a window. We just want to make sure that we have really good light. Those videos just perform better. They just do, versus like not being able to see your face, not being able to see your features. They just do better. So I would highly recommend that you do invest in at least a light, or you find a window that you can really easily film in front of that makes it super clear and bright lit. They just look better. So I'm going to give you some examples on the next slide. You can see here, I think it was darker, or maybe it wasn't even daytime when I took this. I think I had a light on in the back, and then there was also like the light of my computer screen where I set my phone. It's still light, like it's still well lit. You can still clearly see me, but there's a very clear difference here. Like you can see here, I'm very much so in natural light. And so there is a difference there. So I would recommend that if you can't get in front of a window, you have a light. This would be so much better lit if I had a ring light at the time, or I think I did have one. Obviously, I've always had one, but I just didn't get it out this time. And that's totally fine. The video still performed well, but I will just note that you can still see me. You can still, it's not dark. You can still see my face, right? And it still looks good. The background still looks good and everything. So the other thing that I want to note is for business accounts, the thing that does the best is putting a hook on the screen. So you can see here, excuse me, I have a hook on both of these. And then I also add the captions, which you do through the editing. So what I would recommend when you're actually editing is that you go through each clip and you cut off the very beginning of the clip and the very end just a little bit, so you don't have long transitions between when you're talking, and you don't have any breaks between when you're talking. I would also recommend that you always put a hook on the screen. You don't have to keep that on the video the whole time, but at least at the beginning, just to draw people in. And I would also recommend that you always have the captions. So you can film these outside of the TikTok app. You can film them on your phone, even just the front facing camera as a video. And then you can upload those clips to TikTok and to Instagram, just to, you know, have that on both, and to get your content out there and not have to reinvent the wheel 24/7. But then when you get it in the app, you can still add this text and add a hook, as well as add the captions. This is, again, just going to help your videos perform that much better. When it comes to hashtags, what I recommend is that you have 3 industry specific hashtags, 3 trending hashtags, and 3 video specific. I'm going to show you what I mean by this on the next screen, but essentially what this looks like is you have industry specific hashtags, video specific. So what you're talking about, like let's say I'm talking about the fear of being seen, or I'm talking about money mindset, or I'm talking about hypnotherapy, that would be within that video. Industry specific would be like business coach, 6-figure income, mindset coach. And I'm going to show you again how to find those. And then trending, I'll show you again on the next screen what this looks like. But essentially you can utilize the app to find keywords that are trending. So here I just searched mindset coaching, And then I changed the filter to the past 3 months just so I could see what has been trending the past couple of months. And then I can see,
To learn what I'm about to teach you.
I've been working with a mindset coach, and here's something he said that
so I can see not only some videos that have performed really well, but I can also see hashtags that are being searched for right now. So personal development coach, female boss mindset, positive mindset for women, self-growth mindset. These are those trending hashtags. So I can put in my video, business mindset, business coach for women, mindset motivation, business mindset coaching, and then those 6 other hashtags. I hope that makes sense. So essentially we're searching for the trending hashtags, and then we're also using these industry specific and video specific hashtags, which we can also search for by doing this as well too. Another great way to do this is just simply typing in the title of what you do. So even if it's like virtual assistant, or if it's relationship coach, or it's somatic healer, typing that first title of what you do in, and you'll be able to see what people are searching for. These are great video ideas, but these are also great things to add into your captions as well as add into your hashtags, because people are actually searching them right now. So your videos are going to be placed within the algorithm to get in front of the right people. So definitely recommend doing some keyword research, just writing some of those down and then playing around with hashtags. And you can keep searching too. Like I could search hypnotherapist, I could search business coach, I could search money mindset. I could keep doing that and kind of come up with like a bank of hashtags to come back to and use. So when it comes to posting on TikTok, ideally you post 1 to 3 times per day to see the results that you want. I know that this is not doable for everyone, and that is okay if it's not, but I would recommend regardless you find a consistent posting schedule. Even if it is 3 times a week, you are going to massively notice a huge difference in the leads and the quality of leads that you have in your business when you post on TikTok, because they are, you're getting in front of millions of eyes. You just are. Even if you have 200 views on your video, that's 200 more people that aren't on Instagram that are seeing your stuff. So I would recommend 3 times a day is ideal. And sometimes that's even hard for me to do. And so, I have days where I skip or days where I just post once. That's okay. Just sticking to consistency as much as possible and deciding what that looks like for you. So if you can only commit to, Monday, Wednesday, Friday posting a video, then that's fine. Go with that, stick with that for the next couple of months, and then slowly up it and expand your capacity to create on TikTok. So we're going to talk about the breakdown of what to actually post. All right, so for this schedule, we're going to keep it as simple as possible, but I want you guys to have something to come back to. So you just know, okay, it's Monday, I'm posting today, this is what I'm posting, or this is an idea to post. Again, the best way to get content ideas as far as like very strategic hooks for your niche, as well as very specific ideas for your niche, would be to brainstorm with me either on or calls, or to send me a message, or to connect with me one-on-one, because this is obviously going to be very niche specific, but this still gives you an idea of what type of content to start with. So I would recommend Monday you kind of use as a storytelling day. Essentially, this is like you telling your story about your business, or about your brand. So I went from X undesired result to X desired result. Here's how is a great example. This could also be you telling the story behind like how you built your business. This could be you telling your story behind why you do what you do. This could be you telling the story behind what your morning routine looks like, or more insight into, let's say you're a relationship coach, more insight into what your relationship with your husband looks like, or how you manifested him, right? Like there's so many different ways that you could go with this. But again, this is going to be very niche specific. So the reason that we're doing this is to connect with emotional buyers, to overall just connect with our audience, to tell stories that connect with our audience, which ultimately builds trust, and to build our personal brand. So people will start to know you based on these stories that you tell, and based on your brand story. On Tuesday, I would recommend you do client stories or social proof. So my client did X. How would it feel to X? Imagine seeing X% of increase in this desired result by this time. There's a lot of different ways you can go with this. as well too. But why we do this is to pertain to the analytical buyer. So this connects and converts through social proof and showcases the transformation of your offers through that social proof. So you can always have a call to action at the end of these videos, or you can guide them to, you know, if you want this result, connect with me here, connect with me on Instagram, check out the links in my bio. Again, play around with that call to action with these videos. But a lot of people, when they're not seeing conversions with their content, it's because they're not doing enough transformational based content, or they're not doing enough client case studies or social proof. So do not forget this. Again, this is going to be industry specific based on what it is that you transform for your clients. So this could look a little bit different with those hooks. The next thing is Wednesday, problem awareness. So problem awareness is going to be essentially like highlighting gaps that people have, like shining a flashlight on their problems. So the reason that we do this is because a lot of times people don't realize what the actual problem is to their, or what the actual issue is with their problem. So as an example, I talk a lot about with hypnotherapy, how you don't need, you know, to tweak your strategy. You don't need a different strategy. You don't need to like hire a marketing specialist. In some cases, you just need to work on your mindset. You need to be more confident. You need to surpass upper limits. You need to, you know, like sell more. You need to get a better sell mindset around selling. So someone might come to me and think, oh, you know, my marketing is the issue, but in reality, their marketing is fine. It's a gap in their product suite or a gap in their mindset. And so I can say, you think in order to create your first 6 figures, you need to do this, but this is the one thing that's actually costing you money. This is the one thing that's actually costing you X. So I'm highlighting what the problem actually is. So this highlights gaps and problems. People don't often know what their gaps are, or they think the issue is one thing when actually the solution is our offer. So another way you can do this is, how would it feel to X in this amount of time by releasing X? So how would it feel to make 6 figures in your business over the next year without working more, or something along those lines, right? 4 is Thursday. So educate and provide value. I think we can all do this really easily. We can all provide value because we're the experts. So this is going to be like hint towards giving more information in your offers. Providing value and then hinting towards giving more information in your offers. So here's how to do this. I would do X if I wanted X. You know, here is a hypnotherapy audio, but if you want longer ones or personalized ones or tailored ones, DM me here or connect with me here. This could also be like, here are the 5 steps to building a 6-figure business, but only giving a small amount of the information, because obviously it's not tailored. So we do this to build trust and nurture our audience who is not quite ready to buy. And this showcases expertise and builds trust. So, you know, here's how to do this. Here's how to do this the next time. I did this. Here's how. There's a lot of different ways that you can go there. You don't even have to have a hook like that. You could just simply provide value. Friday is going to be more personal / having fun. So this could be blogs, behind the scenes content, come behind the scenes to create a new offer, come behind the scenes to a client session, common questions you get, day in the life. There's a lot of different ways that you could go with that. But the reason we do this is overall connection. We want people to see who we are and connect with us and engage with us outside of just selling our offers and services. We want people to be intrigued and invested in us as people, getting questions around like, what our morning routine looks like, or what does the behind the scenes look like. Like, we're a person outside of the business and people want to see who you are. We buy from people. So this gives a lot of insight into having fun and showcasing your personality. Overall, I just want you to not overthink it. Have fun with the creation. Ask yourself, how can I do something different? How can I showcase my personality? How can I allow myself to just have fun with the creation of videos and not put pressure on it, while also holding myself disciplined? And overall, I want you to go create, send me your videos or your account for an audit, and just realize it gets to be so simple to get your stuff in front of thousands and thousands, if not millions of people's eyes. So go create and go have fun. Let me know your questions, and I hope this was helpful. I want to see all of you on TikTok next week.